Okay, so you brought up Paddy, right? He obviously finished Bobby Green with that guillotine. A couple of my thoughts, and then I'd love to get your take on it. People are like, "Why did he shoot down on the shoot in with the takedown?" It looked like, and Bobby even said it. It looked like he got his leg kicked out a little bit and
He got
fell into
his
it.
legs kicked out.
Right, but also
So
I'll give Paddy credit real quick and say his jiu-jitsu looked elite on him. Even if it was a little mistake, he still snatched up that guillotine. So that's just my thoughts on it.
yeah,
But go.
that's just basic wrestling. I mean, that's the one thing you do when people shoot on you. If you've practiced guillotines, that's gonna be something you fall for when someone shoots a takedown on you, especially if they shoot head down or double leg. It's the very first thing you do, especially if you don't know how to wrestle. Which is now what I'm assuming Paddy doesn't know how to wrestle because he went straight to BJJ instead of defending the takedown. Uh, However, yes, good entry to the guillotine. I noticed that when Bobby got caught in the guillotine, he put his arms down to his side, which allowed one leg to go over top, which allowed that triangle to come in. So you got to keep your hands up, Bobby Green.
Got you. And earlier in that earlier in that fight, how did you feel about Paddy striking against Bobby? Because Bobby's obviously known for his hands, but Paddy seemed to be holding his own against him.
Good. I mean, Paddy's not a bad fighter. Paddy's really he's well rounded. He's shown that in the UFC on a six fight win streak. My God, yeah, that's six. That was six. That's crazy. Uh, yeah. I mean, he's shown that he wins fights, even though some of them are favored, but he does win fights, and can't take that away from him. He looked good.
Right. And then if we're talking about you, because I'll be straight up, right? I messaged you and I said you versus Paddy is the one I want because Paddy's getting some good names. He's got Tony Ferguson under his belt now. He's got Bobby Green, but obviously with rising contenders, right? I think the real fans know that age wise and stuff like that, and skill wise, you're one of those rising contenders. And with Paddy, that's a big fight, in the future. Obviously, I think now that you're injured and stuff, you got to have like another fight or two to get there because he's obviously moving on to like Hanato Moicano right now,
Yeah,
right?
he wants Moicano.
So, do you ever consider like a path to get to Paddy, or can you not like you got to say fuck him and like focus on yourself?
I don't care about Paddy. I just care about, maintaining my lifestyle.
Okay, yeah, I know that's part of your thing too, just the
uh
financials, right?
yeah, but I'm definitely here to win fights. I've had 32 fights in my life. I've lost two of them. I don't plan on losing anymore, and I'm right there at the top. So if there was ever a time to say fuck it and go for it, it's right now.
Right. I guess my question though, it was like, do you think maybe one or two fights and you can get to Paddy, or I guess I
I
answer
think
my own
my next
question.
fight will be for into the top 15. I have that opportunity. I have that opportunity because Drew Dober was my entry to the top 15. There were talks. I beat him. I was ranked number 15. But then that would have been some not controversy, but conflict, about Paddy, because Paddy just won. And now he's 15. So who gets 15? I feel like we'd have to fight for that. So that would have been my lineup. Drew Dober in the summer and then finish off with Paddy at the end of the year.
It was looking like that, right? Because both you
Yeah.
guys getting those wins. I got a thought though, because I saw RDA's in the ranking still, and
But he's at 170. He's fighting 170. I don't know why he's still 55.
okay, so he's
He's
not in
fighting right
the
now. He's already signed at 170.
okay. So we're just gonna have to disregard RDA then.
I think so.
Okay,
So I feel like they should remove him if he's moving up.
got you,
Slide one more person up there.
got you. Now just to because I'm trying to think of matchups to squeeze you in and kind of keep you relevant to Paddy a little bit. So if
So
I'm doing that,
we have Jalen Turner who's moving to our gym. So I feel like
oh,
I wouldn't want to step on those stones right now until it's necessary, especially if he's going to be a partner, a teammate of
okay.
mine.
Actually, Jalen wasn't even one of the names that I had, so that works out. I was thinking Matt Frevola has been calling for that Paddy fight. I don't know if that's a name you'd be interested in, or you got Jared Gordon, Nasrat Hack Precious fought. Nasrat won. What do you think about either of those two opponents?
Nasrat is it just depends. I want someone who's 18 or up pretty much. So I don't I want to be able to beat this person and then get into the top 15.
Okay, got you. How do you feel
I'll be
about a
the
Matt
first
Frevola fight?
person one of the first, I mean, Matt broke it, but one of the first people in Orlando, Florida that's made it to the top 15. I mean, we're already some of the bigger people that have made it to the top of the sport chain anyway, but to make it to the top 15 is beyond comprehension. Matt Frevola was there for like a little bit.
Yeah, he was there after he beat Drew, right? He got
Yeah,
that ranking.
he was there for a little bit.
Okay. Is that a fight you'd be interested in? Because you guys almost seem like you're on a collision course too.
They offered me him before, and I feel like I'm good friends with him as well. There was a point when, after the talks were, I talked to Sean Shelby about it, and then it came down to the point where it's like, this is the person we want you to fight. This is who we're offering you. So you can either accept it or you can wait until like November. And this was back in like May. So I was like, yeah, look, if he wants to accept the fight, I'll accept the fight. And they wouldn't accept it.
Okay. So it's a little tricky situation. We got to find you the right guy right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Or the UFC's got to find you the right
The
guy.
UFC does.